Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be entertained, enlightened, and educated about men's secrets, and dating advices decoded as we dive into another episode of Men's Secrets Exposed podcast and show. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a new episode, a new show of Men's Secrets Exposed podcast. I am your host, comedy magician Dewayne Hill, here with an amazing co-host, my man Ricky. Ricky, chime in. Tell the audience who you are. What's going on?
That's me, Ricky Sykes, and we're going to be talking to you guys as much as we can about relationships, ups and downs, what people go through. Let us tell you what we think from the male perspective.
Male point of view. We're always going to be honest. Always going to be honest, always going to be very candid. Now, ladies, we might get into some stuff when, even though we might explain what we're doing as men, it doesn't mean we're justifying what we're doing as men. We're just explaining it. So we have all your questions, and we're going to answer them. We understand that some of these things are going to be very different, and we're coming from a part of the brain that's different from how you think and how you process. So just because we're explaining a difference doesn't mean that we're right and doesn't mean that you're wrong. We're just explaining the difference. That's it. So we're going to jump right into it. First question right out of the gate. A lovely lady by the name of Talisha asked, why do men feel like they have to lie about anything? Why can't they just be honest? Ricky?
Let me see. This is probably different from me, but because usually when it comes to my relationships, I usually tell the truth because I believe that honesty is the best policy. Even if the truth hurts, they will not hold that against me. That, hey, at least I didn't lie. I told you the truth. But of course, a lot of men, they lie. We just try to protect your feelings. We try to protect ourselves. It's maybe some men, depending on the relationship, they're probably afraid of the reaction that they get from their women.
Yeah,
a lot of women overreact to a certain degree. we try to avoid that degree.
Yeah.
Or, hey, sometimes men are just up to no good, and of course we gotta lie and save ourselves. This is honest feedback. Like, a lot of guys may hate me for saying this, but it's the truth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, the way we are as men is that, if we commit to the small lie, sometimes we indirectly commit into the bigger lie. And when we kind of commit to the lie, sometimes we see the lie through. Even though the lie is wrong, even though we know we might get caught, I think we're guilty of, we committed to the lie, we got to see it through. And I don't know what makes us really do that. But it's just one of those things. You lay down with it, you just got to ride it out. A lot of men, I think, the fear of losing whatever they got with that woman is why they lie. And we don't know how angry they're going to really get to, if we tell them the truth. We say, okay, look, we're truthful about this. Could they be that angry about the truth that they may leave? They may dip, That's what I feel. I feel like a lot of men tend to lie because they don't want to make their woman mad. And they feel like the truth is going to make them mad. So they try to soften the truth with some kind of, simpler lie, they think. But I'm on Ricky's side when it comes to this. I think it's just better just to be honest.
I like that. They could, soften up the truth with a lie. But that lie could come back to bite them.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be an even worse reaction.
Oh, yeah.
And then she's going to use that whole excuse. She just told me the truth in the first place. Then you wouldn't have to deal with all that. So to save me some time, I'm just going to tell the truth. Even if it hurts.
And this rolls right into the next question, which I think is along the similar line. This is Mary from my home state, good old West Virginia, asked, why do men have to feel like they got to beat around the bush when they got to tell you something?
Why do men have to beat around the bush?
Yeah, I think that's more along it's kind of, even though they think this is a separate question, this is kind of the same thought process, I think, as the first question.
That is kind of the same question. Like, pretty much lying is beating around the bush. Pretty much You got to do all this. You got to make up lie, and then to the point where, you know what, I'm not going to lie anymore. I'm just going to tell you the truth. What was all that point of the lying thing? Why are you beating around the bush? Why didn't you just tell me that in the first place?
Yeah.
That pretty much is the same question.
Yeah, I mean, see, and the ladies, I know you're going to hear this and think, no, that's not the same thing. But to the male brain, that's pretty much the same thing because we go to the same part of the brain. You know, if a guy's kind of beating around the bush, it's, hey, you know, there's something he doesn't want to say for fear of your reaction or fear of probably losing you. So he's trying to figure out how he can say it without feeling like he's going to have a lot of backlash, if that makes sense. So it's kind of this, it's, to us as men, that we see this question kind of as the same. If we're beating around the bush and we're not being 100% honest up front, it's this fear of, okay, well, she's going to get more pissed off later. And it's like they're trying to skirt it, or they're trying to sugarcoat it, or they're trying to soften it because they just don't want that reaction to what's going to happen. Next question, my man Ricky, is what what do men complain the most about their girlfriends?
Let me see. Maybe I cannot. Oh man, this sucks. I cannot talk to all men, but a lot of men feel that they do not get a lot of affection from their women, a lot of physical affection. Like a lot of men want to be intimate. A lot of guys are horny.
Yes.
So we just want, a lot of guys just want sex. So a lot of men complain about that. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
But me personally, in my history of relationships, I complain that a woman does not open up a lot more.
So
like,
you've dated more chicks that's been more guarded.
What was that?
You said you've dated women that's been more guarded.
They keep their guards up. They just refuse to tell me. They refuse to talk to me. I'm like, I want to open up and be truthful to you, like from the get-go. I do not want to hold anything back. I want an open relationship. But do I get that in return? Not really. I wonder, like, what's the problem? Like, why do you feel the need to hide things from me?
Yeah. Well,
something as easy, something as simple as communication, talking to somebody.
I think
it cannot be that difficult. It cannot be that difficult.
I think sometimes it's funny that it seems like a lot of women want men to be, they want us to be very open and honest and upfront and transparent and all this, but at the same time, they want to reserve the right to be guarded and protected and kind of hide, you know, behind the curtain until they feel like they trust you enough to really let their guard down. But it's like they have this expectation on us that they want us to be that open up front from the word get, you know, but they don't want this, like they don't have the same amount of tolerance, if I can say that, for themselves. They still want to be, well, you know, I'm going to hold a little bit back, or I don't know him that well up front yet. I'm not going to say this or that. I'm not going to say that. But yet they want us to be like that. They want us to lay it all out. They want us to be all up front. They want us to do, you know, it's like... And
I've experienced that, and I'm like, okay, then if you're going to hold back and I'm just giving you my all, then you're not really being fair to the relationship. If the relationship isn't going to work out.
Yeah, yeah. Because now you're questioning, what are they not telling you? You're always wondering, well, what are they not saying? Or what do they want to say that they haven't said? And men hate that state of wonder. I know some women like having a state of wonder, but men don't like that. We don't need that. We don't want that. You agree with that?
I don't want to question anything that you've told me or anything that you haven't told me. I just want to make it easy. We can work on it together. Like, what's the thing about relationships? We're a team. Like, is there something that you don't want to tell me? I mean, I'll cut you a break and I'll let you wait it out.
Hey, I know we're getting kind of deep in this, everything we're talking about. But, hey, if you're enjoying this, please let Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, and Apple know. Or even let Sirius XM satellite radio know that you're enjoying what we have going on. It'd be much appreciated. That's Netflix, Amazon, Hulu, Apple, or satellite radio. Let them know. Much appreciated. Much love. Thank y'all for listening in. Please keep your questions coming in and keep listening. Thank you. Bye.
You tell me when you're ready. But eventually, just let me know. We'll talk it over. I mean, we're clearly adults here.
Right.
We're going to act like adults.
Right. True that. My man, last question.
Yeah.
Last question for this show. We wrap this show quick. It's funny, man. When I do the show with the female co-host, we'll get through like two questions or three questions in 30 minutes. Here we're knocking out 4. We're barely at 10 minutes. The last question for this show is: why do men do casual sex or one night stands? And then the follow up to that is: can they have sex with someone they don't even know?
Well, shouldn't that question apply to women as well? Because I've known a few women that've done that a lot. But as far as casual sex, I mean, we're adults. I mean, does me have a person that's having casual sex with a woman, or hey, there might be just with one woman I met at the bar, and hey, she wants to take me home, I want to take her home, we just do a one night stand, that's what you said again. That's pretty much the woman's choice to allow the man to come to her place, or that's the man's choice to allow the woman to come to her spot. I mean, to come to his spot. Yeah, a lot of men can do that. A lot of women can do that. Me personally, I've had a history of, I want to say 2 one night stands.
Okay.
And never heard from those 2 women again. I just happened to be, this was during my Disney days when I was a college program participant, and we went to this bar. It was Buffalo Wild Wings. We met this woman. We danced. We drank. She took me back to her place, and well, actually, this was a weird thing because afterwards, she started crying.
Oh gosh!
Complaining about her old boyfriend she had just broken up with the week before. But we were also really kind of drunk too. So not too much longer after crying, she fell asleep. Okay. And I was like, okay, cool. So I kind of got my clothes and I just walked out the door. I had to because it was her spot, so she was comfortable in her own house. I made sure I locked the door behind me so nobody else could get in, but I was not about to deal with
you rolled out.
Pride.
You rolled out.
Yeah. It was too much. She scared me.
Did she? So so the bigger thing here is that okay, this chick breaks up with her dude, or he broke up with her, however way the ball bounced, right? And that happened.
I don't remember. They broke up. Eventually,
they was over.
What happened? But when at the end, they were over.
But here, T-1 week, somebody else was grabbing all up on her. I mean,
and I've been wondering sometimes, like how quickly can you move on to the next person,
bruh? It has been explained to me, and I've had a couple women validate this. And this is what, for the men that are listening, you need to take note. If the woman daps you up, she daps you up, you got about a week. Because by the time she has, in the point where she has dapped you up, she has probably been entertaining offers for about 2 weeks. And then it reaches a point where she's not dealing with you anymore. So you really got about a week. And then it was explained to me, and this is what a couple of women have told me. They validated this theory to be true. If the man daps her up, you got about 2 weeks. But then, it was explained to me what they try to do is they try to, they're hurting, and there's this absence of you not being there, and they want to fill this absence. So they try to do it, and they date or they go out with some other man that takes their mind off of you, is how it was explained. I mean,
And this is women explaining it to you, or men explaining it to you?
This is coming from the woman. This is coming from the woman point of view. You got about 2 weeks. Right. You got about T-minus 2 weeks.
I can understand that from the man's point of view too. Just
you got about 2 weeks.
If the woman broke up with the man and they just want, like you said, they want to fill that void that's empty without your presence. They need somebody else to think about instead of thinking about you. So they need somebody to keep them busy, pretty much, so they don't think about you.
Yeah.
Sometimes that works. Sometimes that doesn't. Like you could have loved this person that you broke up with, or that broke up with you, but you cannot erase that love so fast. So
well, see, and now here's the funny thing about it. From the man point of view, see, women think that men aren't emotional, and they think we don't care as much, or they think we can get over breakups faster than they can. But what you just said is very true for men. We can't erase that love. But it seems like women can erase it a lot faster than men can. I mean, bro, you got 2 weeks. You dap your chick up, and she'll give you, 3-4 days to be mad and cool off. Then you got about 3-4 days you need to put in work to try to get back. Then you got about 3 or 4 days to kind of process it. After that third set of 3 or 4 days and you haven't put in work to try to salvage it or to repair it, you on a clock. And that's harsh. And bruh, this is what women have said to me. You got about 2 weeks.
They said that verbatim that you got 2 weeks.
You got about 2 weeks.
You range it.
You got T-minus. You got about T-minus. The range that I'm not going to call them out by name because they're going to probably listen to this. The range from 3 different women from 3 different age brackets confirmed. Yeah.
That's new for me. So
you got about
depending on my next relationship, we'll see how that works out. If that relationship were to end, I'm gonna see that time limit of 2 weeks.
You got about 2 weeks.
Well, usually right after a breakup, I mean, if the woman breaks up with me, I mean, I try my best to avoid the breakup because a relationship is going to lead to a relationship will lead how deep and loving that relationship is. It will lead to marriage.
Yeah,
but you can't just break up a marriage like it ain't that easy. You got to go through the whole process of paperwork and all that stuff. You cannot end it that quickly. You have to be strong enough to work it out. I'm always strong enough to work it out until we get to the point we have to mutually agree that both of us, it can't be one-sided. We have to both agree that this is not going to work out.
Right.
That's my preference.
Right.
But I hate it when it's one-sided that she feels one way and she wants to move on. I feel a different way and I want to stay together. Let us work on this. Let's be strong.
Well, and with the exception of probably a marriage, and it's damn sure a situation where if you're living in your house and you're dating a girl, she living in her house, bruh, you got about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
You got about 2 months. Yeah, I know. Isn't that harsh? That's harsh to hear, ain't it?
Yeah.
You get T-minus 2 weeks. And
I really hate that we're on a time bomb, like we're on a countdown.
Yeah, if you haven't put in,
I hate countdowns in general. Like there's a time limit to this. There is no time limit for anything really, but I'll put us up on that pedestal for that.
Bruh, they told 3 different women said you got 2 weeks. Now somebody's going to argue. Now some lady is going to listen to this and they're going to argue and they're going to say, well, those 3 women don't speak for all women. Well, it's just mighty funny. 3 different women that don't really know each other from 3 different age brackets in 3 different parts of the country, they all 3 confirmed you got about 2 weeks.
I can't.
Now, and this is the misconception that women have about men. Us thinking like that as men, if we're really into a chick, we're not going to really want to do that because we're still dealing with the aftermath of losing her or not being around her or what's going to happen. Is this really a permanent thing? So, yeah, See, women are listening to this, and they're listening to you, and they're listening to me, and they think, well, men are just as bad or men are worse. If we're really into you, we're not going to be over you in 2 weeks. We're not even going to really want to look at a woman in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I know my friends listen to this. Right, they're going to be listening to this, and they're going to hate what I say because my last relationship, like, it ended. Okay, it officially ended in last June, but I reconnected with her around August, and we tried to work things out. But then when January came, turns out she didn't want it due to a misunderstanding. She didn't give me a chance to explain. But to this day, it's what is it now? It's April, and I haven't talked to her since January. I haven't talked to her since December, really. It was December 31st, New Year's Eve.
Oh, Lord.
She last texted me New Year's Day. That was the last time I really texted her. So I haven't heard from her since then. I still think about her. I still got feelings for her. But I've analyzed the relationship up and down that I should not be with her. But that does not stop me from thinking about her.
Yeah. Well,
so,
I
no, we are not going to get over a woman that fast. Like, this is 4 months into 2018.
Yeah.
And I'm still thinking about this woman.
Well, and the thing is, ladies, if you listen to what we're talking about, if you think that men can just dismiss a woman and just move on, men are, believe it or not, even though we may not show that side of ourselves, we're not made like that. We're really not made like that. Particularly if a man is into you. If he's into you and he really sees something with you, he's not going to be able to be like that. Sorry, ladies, but the misconception is we're cavemen and we're rockheads, and, you know, the only thing that a lot of men think about is beer and football and all that. But if he's into you, he's not going to be able to bounce back and be cool in just 2 weeks. It's going to take him a lot longer. We're going to wrap this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for listening. We have a phone number. If you have questions, text them in or call them in, leave a voicemail. Phone number is 813-534-0169. 813-534-0169. Text in your question, call in your question, leave a voicemail. We'll play it over the air.
Please text in those questions because I really want to see them and I really want to read them. I want to answer these questions. I thought I got a lot to say about this topic.
Yeah, so we're and I leave your comments. You know, you want to chime in the conversation, and when we post the episodes, you know, we post the links. I created a Facebook page and a YouTube page. If you want to consume this on Facebook or on YouTube, go to Magic D TV, where you can get the episodes, and you can also watch this on YouTube, which is Magic D TV, which is my personal production company. I got some other things going on that I'm going to be adding content on there also. Magic D TV on Facebook or on YouTube. Go to any of the search bars on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, type in Men's Secrets Podcast. We should come up all over the place. Reach out to us to send us a DM if you want. I share all the information and all the other things with the other co-hosts. Thank everybody for listening in. We're going to sign off for right now and enjoy the rest of your week. Goodbye.